And video 5, we're going to start with video 5, all about your financials. And I am probably going to do this in several different videos so it doesn't become too long. But just now, we only talk about your payment provider, your gateway, how do you get paid when somebody pays you. So without ado, let's pop into Alphabet Angels. Okay, so, and then remember, I'm going to do one for the USA and then I'll do a separate video for international, just so they're separate. Okay, so here is your payment provider complete. Okay, so your payment provider, Shopify Payments. So first, Shopify Payments is not really Shopify, but Shopify providing you with a way for your customers to pay. So they're providing you with a gateway, a merchant, so that you don't have to apply for anything. That's if you're in the United States. And if you are not selling products that are not on their list. Okay, and we'll go through that list as well. So first is Shopify Payments. It is so easy to set up. Within seconds, you can get the payments on your store so people can actually pay you. Okay, so this is what Shopify Payments is all about. Shopify does it through Stripe and now also through ShopPay, which is really cool. So first, your store accepts credit cards with Shopify Payments. That's what it is all about. Okay, so here is, you got to fill in your banking details. Remember, you have to set up your business the way you want to, the way it protects you. It's always a good idea to have a corporation or an LLC because it protects you if somebody sues you for whatever wrong you've done. Okay, and then you can always create those little DBAs, doing business as, underneath that. So individual is when you do not have any members, you are just a business by yourself. And I'm going to put on my fan. There we go. And corporation, obviously, partnership, non-profit. That's all the things you can add in. Okay, yeah. Employee identification number. It's optional. I would suggest putting it in. Otherwise, they're going to ask for it. Obviously, your address and your personal details. So you have to put in the person that the bank account that the bank account of the business. So if you have somebody that runs that bank account, there or is ownership of the bank account and the business can be a partner, that personal name has to go in here. It's just for verification, okay? Because they do not want, and unfortunately it can be done, spam people doing their thing in here, but it is what it is. Okay, so here you have a short description of what products you have, and obviously your customer billing statement. This is for your customers so that they know who is billing them, and you always want to clean this up a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. The traditional way. And then the banking details is your routing number and your account number. And then so this is a way to balance of your sales will be used to pay Shopify bills. I've shown that to you yesterday. You can do that, or it's your choice. Okay, so what happens is whatever money is coming in, whatever you owe Shopify will come off that amount that Shopify is paying you through this account. So this account is for you to receive money from your customers that are paying for your products. Okay, and then obviously here's the terms and conditions for Shopify. So I want to show you quickly. Actually, no, I actually created a document here. Let's see here if this goes. Okay, here is the information that you have to collect before you fill those forms in, because as you're filling the form in and then you can't find your EIN number, so you need to make sure that you have this information ready to go into your into that payment option. Obviously, you can come back to fill it out, but do it the right way first, and then it's done. Here's a tip as well: is please remember to put in the correct information. This is very, very important. The correct information about your personal details. This information you will not be able to change, okay? You will always be able to change this and your banking details and your company information, but you will not be able to change your personal details. And if that is wrong and your EIN number is wrong, you have to do it through Shopify Financial, and it's always a pain to deal with any financial institution, and it's part of Shopify but also not part of Shopify, okay? So remember, this is important to have the correct information ready before you actually fill it in. I have added this to the file, so you know exactly what. This is a totally standalone document, and then I will have a checklist for you as well ready, because this is a long list of stuff that we need to do. Okay, so again, Shopify Payments, all these interesting things that you need to fill out. Okay, then you're going to come back and you can view your payouts. I wonder if they didn't have let's see here, product descriptions. On the new stores, I wanted to say they have some new things happening. on the payment providers. Boom, let's have a look. These things change all the time, people. They're adding all new stuff. Okay, this is development. Oh, okay, let's go in here. Let's see if I've got anything else in there. Okay, let's check this out. Payment providers. I've got several stores obviously that I'm working on, and every single store is different. Okay, so let's view payments. Okay, no, you see here you can't actually go in here and change. Oh, here we do change management. Here you have all your information, all the credit cards you can accept as payment. You can actually see the rates that get charged. Okay, you have Shop Pay, you have Apple Pay and Google Pay. It's totally up to you to use any of these options. This is once you've set up your payments. Okay, once you've set up your payments, you come back in here and you can fix and add more stuff. So sell in multiple currencies. You can sell in multiple currencies. Obviously you sell in US dollars. That's what you selected under general settings. So you can sell in any of these. You can also choose all of them, which I wouldn't suggest, but obviously it depends on where you're going to sell. So you sell in multiple currencies. I would do price rounding if you're selling in multiple currencies, because the reason is if you are selling something to somebody overseas, they round it up to the next full dollar or full amount in the currency that they're buying, because you don't know what the stock exchange is going to do, the foreign exchange, right? So the foreign exchange is changing the rate all the time. So you want to make sure that you don't lose out too much when you're selling internationally, because it means that if they send it back, you might be losing out. So you always got to think about things about financial aspects of selling internationally. Okay, so this is the bank payments a payment statement that will tell you exactly where you're coming from, where your payments are coming from, or so if you want to distinguish between different stores, obviously you will put in here online store, or you will put in here wholesale store. Some customers have different stores, wholesale. So it depends. Okay, so if you just want Shopify, that's Shopify. What I would do is payouts, just to make sure, because you can get Shopify that bill you, which is a different amount. Okay, so payout schedule. Do you want to do every business day, every week, every month? Enable notifications that to get to get notified if they pay out, which is really cool. The exciting thing is when that first ding, 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 you've sold something. That is very exciting. Here is fraud prevention. Extremely important as well. Decline that fail AVS postal code verification. That's the postal code on the credit card. I would say do it the max, right? Because we've had situations where we had people have bought amounts. There was a fraud alert, and my advice is always to call the customer and say, hey, I've got a fraud alert on your credit card. I just want to make sure if you are using your credit card, you are protecting your customer and you're protecting yourself. If you have an amount coming through your account and it's suddenly, oh, you made the first sale and it's like $460 and you're selling products for $5 or $25. It ain't happening, baby. Unless you've instigated that sale with somebody else that you know, it is guaranteed to be a fraud, okay? Because why? Should somebody come and actually buy something from you and you just open up the store? Nobody knows you're around, okay? So it could be fraud. So always, always, always be cognizant of it. We've had big amounts. We've opened a store, a tool store, just launched it, and she got a huge sale. And I just said, just check. And it was fraud. We could not get hold of the person that had the credit card. The credit card was different to the billing address. The shipping address was different. Everything was just not right. We couldn't get hold of them with the email, with the call, nothing, okay? So always be aware of that can be a chargeback to you through the credit card company. So I would do the best you can to actually make sure that that credit card is genuine. Okay, and sometimes it pulls up a fraud when it isn't a fraud. We had a customer that the customer ordered, then she went on vacation, was from a company, and somebody else came in and was dealing with it and said, what's this charge? And boom, put a stop on it. And we went, oh, there's a huge fraud. Immediately there was a ding on the fraud prevention was automatically declined, and so we then called the client, and we eventually found out what had happened, and she placed another order because that fraud doesn't immediately go away, especially if the customers stop the payment from their bank. That is huge. It was a big mess. We sorted it all out, but it happens all the different ways of the bank. They can stop the payment. Shopify Payments can stop the payment because they think it's a fraud alert. So you always you've got to think about how these things work, and that's why I'm going to do the second video to explain to you how your money actually moves through the system, because not your customers are going to call you and say, I get I'm waiting for my refund and I don't have it yet. It's like the second day. No, you don't have it yet because, you're dealing with 2-3 banks at the same time. So it all takes time. So I want you to know exactly how your money flows. And I'll put that whole explanation into one of our files. So then you can have it there and you can download it as well. Because believe me, you will have to talk to your customer about why they didn't get their refund. Okay, so let's go back to testing payments. Okay, you got to put your store in a test mode, because what will happen is you want to do a test run with your payments on how your products work, how your money moves, and you have to remember to take this off, otherwise it doesn't work, obviously, right? So anyway, you save that, and then so we go back to Shopify Payments. So this is quite a lot of choices to make. Again, payment is discriminate, can't contain special characters. Oh, okay, special character is that you can't this is very easy to do. You can change this information as you're going along. So some customers I've taken off Google Pay, this and that pay, because they weren't interested. Maybe you don't want to do American Express. It is all up to you. Here's what I always say is give your customers as many options to pay you as possible, because you don't know where their money is, how their money is set up. If they're paying you with Apple Pay and Google Pay, they can pay you through their phone easily. It's all in the information is all in their phone, so it's easy for them to actually use their card. And you want to make it as easy as possible for customers to pay you for your products. Okay, so I'm going to leave page because I haven't saved it. So okay, so development stores can only process test payments. All right, so this has to be okay. So so I've set this up. It depends on how I set this up for you. If I've set up your store, then this will probably come up, and then so we can make test payments without the test payment on. Where's this? Oh, here. Manage without the test payment on. Okay. And then once I give ownership to you, which then will move the ownership to you, because remember, we have the stores in my sandbox, so you can fiddle around and get your store ready without having to pay the Shopify fees. But so then what I do is, let me show you what I do is I transfer the ownership to somebody in the account. Okay. So I won't do this right now because I have to tell them that I'm transferring the ownership. But just a quick aside that that's how we run a lot of our stores. Okay, so let me come back to what we are discussing. So that's the big thing about setting up the payments that go to your bank account, that your customers are paying you for your products. Okay, so you can choose, obviously you can choose how you're going to get paid, and then we also have different payment methods with that. If Shopify does not work for you, if Shopify says, well, you know, I can't accept your products, which has happened, by the way, because, you know, it's organic. Sometimes they're very against natural organic stuff, because it's not Shopify, it is the payment provider, which is Stripe. Okay, so it's the rules and regulations for Stripe. So there are restrictions. Okay, the restrictions are obviously guns, knives, alcohol, pharmaceutical, multi-level marketing, Bitcoin, any of that stuff. There's a whole long list of and you can research that on Shopify, of payments that you cannot do through Shopify Payments. It is not Shopify, it is the payment provider, which is Stripe. So if that happens, then you are going to set up a different payment method, right? So if that happens, and this is obviously you can do PayPal Express, which is easy. We'll go through that in a minute. So you're going to use your third-party provider. Okay, so approved provider. There will be somebody here that you can use for your payments. You have to do some research. Let me see here. Quick. Yeah, so QuickBooks Payments and QuickPay. I know QuickBooks Payments we use with CBD and natural organic products, and there is another one that we use for, I want to say it's ePay. ePay, I think we can use for cigars. I'm actually going to find out today which one it is. I will put this into the session as well, so that you know. But any of these you can use, but you have to do your own research. I tell you that Shopify, even if you have to wait for Shopify for them to answer the phone right now because they've grown so fast, they will, or is it eWay? I think it's either ePay or eWay for the cigars. And then, you can sell anything you want to in Shopify. Obviously, it depends on the payment gateway that approves you to actually run those payments for credit cards for customers, okay? PayPal also has a problem with some of the stuff, so you need to do that research as well. I've never had a problem with PayPal, but you never know, right? And it's very easy to activate. PayPal is, all you need is your email address, and that's it. You are connected, okay? And then you can accept payments from PayPal. Amazon Pay is another way to accept credit cards in that customers have in Amazon. So if your customer is part of Amazon, which about 99% of people are in the UK, in the United States, then they can use their Amazon credit card to pay you. You pay the Amazon fee, obviously, because Amazon charges for that, and so does Shopify. So each of these, let me go back here. Each of these, you can look as one credit card company. This is another credit card company, and this is another credit card company. And obviously, these are all. So these are all different gateways that allow you to accept credit cards for your customers to pay you. Okay. So exactly the same with Amazon Pay as well. And the cool part is Amazon literally take you step for step to register the Amazon Pay, and it will be in your, obviously, from your Amazon account or your Amazon seller account that you can apply for. And some of it you pay, some of it you don't. Okay. So if you want to sell on Amazon as well, you're going to get a seller account, and that is your choice as well. Okay. So alternative methods of payment, obviously here is, have we done these? Yes, this is what we've done, right? The alternative methods is international. That's right. This is all the international stuff, or different things, PayBright, Q2Pay, anything that is BitPay, or Pay Global. Let me have a look here, because I know that these are third-party providers. Some of these are international, some of them are not. Okay, so I think AuthorizeNet is international. What I mean by that is you can, if you are international company, you can use those as well. It depends on the payment provider. Okay, then you can get manual payments. Create your custom method to get paid. Payment instructions. So if you, for instance, in South Africa, and I know in Europe, people sometimes pay with the EFT, which is directly to the bank, right? So you can, for South Africa, I would put in here EFT. You put your bank account information, and they will pay you to your bank. I'm not very comfortable with that, but that's how it works in South Africa, and also works, I think, in Europe. They can do a bank deposit again, or they can do money order. So if people paying you with money order, you can put that information in here, and then cash on delivery, COD, right? So it's all the different ways you can get paid. Payment. I had somebody doing a cash on delivery because they, in Nigeria, they would. That was quite a few years ago, 10 years ago. They would go to the store. She was here. She would send stuff, sell it on an online platform here. She would ship it to Nigeria, and people will COD it. They will come and pay for it at the store when they pick up the products. That's how, people are used to paying that way. That's how you do it. Okay, so automatically capture payments for order. I would normally do that because then you don't have to think about it. But say, for instance, if you are taking 10 to 15 days to actually make the product, I would do manual payments, because say, for instance, it's your decision again, right? So if you know it's a 6-week lead, maybe you would do manual capture of payments. You want to talk to the customer first. We have this on our industrial website, because a lot of the stuff we have to talk to the customer first before they can order their full amount, because we know that they will definitely need an extra part that they forgot to buy. Okay, so so this is what you can do, and you can test and see what's best. I mean, normally it is automatic. You don't have to worry about it. So let's go back to talking about payments. So this is the way you will get your money when your customers buy from you. Okay, this has got nothing to do with your billing information, or if you are ordering your shipping labels and everything through Shopify, that comes on your Shopify bill. This is all got to do with how your customers are going to pay you for your products in your store. Okay, and I'm going to finish with this, because I'm going to make another two videos about checkout, and then I'm going to make another video about how your money moves around the banks and what it means. Okay, because there are four different ways of catching that money, proving it, making it go through the bank, then it goes to another bank, then it comes to your bank. So we're going to go through that step for step. I actually have a little chart that you can see how it moves. So actually finish up your payment method, and so that's ready to go. It doesn't matter if you are, unless you're a development company, we'll put it on just before you finish. But I would say that add that information in, and then we're ready to go as soon as we got everything into your store. Okay, so this is video 5. So I will have some extra bonus videos talking about the payments, and I will have we're going to talk about checkout as well. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys later. I hope you have an absolute splendid first day, and I will see you tomorrow for video 6. Bye.